No, my phone's almost dead. All right, so I just wanted to get right into it, guys. I am looking at, I guess I should start off on the side here. So I actually do have, sorry, this is not perfect setup, but I just do things off the cuff. So again, take it as it resonates. They're Libra reading for the month of March. And again, you're not all going to be making decisions on a Monday, Wednesday, whatever. So again, just be mindful of that. So if it resonates, then this might be your story. Again, King of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Chariot, just jumping right in here. This is what I see as your main energy out. Now, the questions that I did ask were a little bit different for each section. So, of course, the King of Pentacles, this could be somebody that you're coming into contact with that does have a fair amount of prestige, or somebody who is very good in terms of dealing with money, makes good business decisions, that kind of things. Could also be you coming into this space, but either way, I just feel like overall, in terms of your goals and your financial situation for the month of March, there's more stability, there's security, there is a sense of material, value, and there's definitely long-term growth as well with that card. So personal projects, things, will be looking up going forward. However, it is the Eight of Swords below here, so that does give me an indicator that you are feeling a little bit of restriction around that area. So feeling a little bit stuck or trapped by your circumstances, or maybe just your own thoughts around your goals. So you're not feeling like you're overcoming these mental barriers. But overall, the Chariot is down here to let you know that there is definitely some element here that is working out. So Chariot energy does speak to there being a lot more word momentum. There's determination, control, and movement either way. So despite those feelings of being stuck, you are aiming at taking control of your life, and in this period, you're pushing forward. So just know that there's a lot of willpower behind it, so you're not staying stuck for any length of time. So again, you're focused on creating a secure foundation with the King of Pentacles, but you definitely have some certain limited thoughts there that are kind of playing out, that are influencing as a little bit of a blockage, but nothing that's holding you back a great scale, especially when we get to the other cards here. Now, the Seven of Wands, this is actually the area that I was asking about in terms of relationship status. I'm going to say here that doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This could be a significant person in your life that is coming through in the reading, but there is the energy of a level of defensiveness. There's a bit of a challenge in that. That may be why there is something here around the Eight of Swords as well, but there is a sense of needing to kind of assert some boundaries, or at least keep some boundaries up, because that Seven of Wands does indicate that there is, just to make it a little crowded there, I'm going to pull that through that way. I'll pull the cards forward here in a second, but it does give me the indicator that there is, a sense of they're needing to face some external pressures there, because this is still a little bit of, this still has a certain level of resistance. Then we are coupled here with the Ace of Wands. This is, again, still some forward movement here. It's like a burst of energy that does allow for something to feel like a bit of a spark, or at least there's a little bit more energy toward development for growth anyway in this connection. Doesn't have to be romantic, can be just somebody very significant to you. But overall, I still feel like there is a feeling of being, those relationship, or that relationship still has a lot of restriction around the emotional aspects and in the way that you're relating to one another. So even though there is some feeling of wanting to, open up and have some new energy in there, there's a bit of a spark, there's a bit of new energy for it to grow. So maybe there's some kind of communication or something there. But either way, there's still a lot of resistance around it, especially when it starts out with the Seven of Wands next to the Four of Pentacles here. Lots of resistance around this connection. So it does suggest that there is a need for balance, in the way that you relate to one another. Again, there's still some kind of a pause or a period of waiting where there's going to have to be something surrendered here. Looking at things from a different angle, all of that goes with this Hangman card. So it does tell me that there is still something withheld in the connection. So there's a little bit of stagnancy still kind of operating on that situation where somebody's going to have to let go of control and able for that to really go forward. But you are followed up with the Temperance as well as the Eight of Pentacles. So there is going to be some kind of harmony or balance or patience. It's still very strongly correlated with that combination. But for the moment, you just have to let go of control and just, allow things to sort of evolve organically. So it's got to be sort of a natural sequence of events, nothing you can push, because there is still a lot of work that's taking place and a lot of work that needs to take place. There's a lot that suggests that effort is required to improve this connection. So you both have to be willing to put in the time and energy, and it just feels like there's a lot of boundaries around it right now, so that's not going ahead just yet. So still some challenges, still some tensions, desire to grow and improve together. Again, there's still a need for balance and patience. Definitely speaks to rethinking some of those old patterns that would definitely benefit the connection. But overall, your feelings for the month would be Justice and Two of Wands. So that combination speaks to there being a little bit of a moment of a crossroad or a moment of a decision that needs to be made. But either way, there's still a feeling of contemplation about the future plans and considering your options and the best way to go forward. So again, there's something here about you being more optimistic. Still a little unsure about the direction, but things are still fairly balanced here because there's an underlying desire with the Justice card to keep balance. So definitely in terms of personal matters, relationships, you feel like you're still looking for some kind of accountability or fairness in the outcomes, but there's still something that's going forward. So just know that your focus is on being fair, your focus is on keeping things balanced, and I feel like your next steps that you're contemplating will be on what's ahead and getting in line with what actions you need to take to go forward. And then the last cards out here, sort of what your overall general energy is for the month. That's the Heart, as well as the Nine of Cups and the Six of Cups. That's a really good combination right there. So what that one's really speaking to is, again, there's kind of a quiet, lot of introspection still going on. Might be doing a lot of, internal sort of processing of tapping into intuitive sources, that kind of thing. But there is either way some kind of emotional fulfillment, contentment overall with that combination. And for sure, it does speak to even possibly some wish coming true. It is more the clarifier, but on some kind of emotional basis, it feels like there is a desire to be fulfilled in a home environment, I would say, or somebody from the past. There is a desire for that, and it feels like that is still very close at hand. There is a sense of wanting to reconnect with something from the past here. Definitely, like I say, an undercurrent of emotional fulfillment and happiness that's here, but there's an element of finessing as well, and there's comforting aspects around family life in that combination. So you're aiming for stability and success, but you might be still feeling a little bit stuck, mentally restricted at times, but your determination is there to move forward, and you're pushing through any obstacles. Your relationship, as I said, this doesn't have to be romantic, but there is some element there that speaks to there being challenges, although there is a desire for growth and effort and pace. And possibly a little bit of a pause there will be a relationship that can evolve positively. And then overall feelings for the month, again, you're seeking fairness, contemplating your future decisions, but you're still looking for some balance in this period. The overall outcome of the month is emotionally, you are getting a sense of connection to to the past and family traditions and all of that. So it just feels like you are really going, things are moving in a positive direction. Last cards out here is the Ten of Wands. We also have the Nine of Wands. The cards are finishing up a cycle. So Ten of Wands, there's a lot of burnout energy, a lot of, overwhelm, a lot of responsibility on your shoulders that you're coming up to finishing up here with the 9 to 10. So you're almost in that last cycle. We've got the Moon card as well as the Page of Pentacles. So it does mean it could be correlated around a younger person here as well with the Page of Pentacles. Something's not quite fully understood. And hi there, CPL Montgomery. Glad you guys are here. Thank you for stopping in. But again, this is sort of like the tail end of it, but it does tell you, you need to kind of lighten your load up a little bit here. There is some sense of feeling overwhelmed and burdened by your responsibilities. And again, as well, past issues as well are coming up here. Certainly to emotional weight in a relationship. It's exhausting you. You're carrying too much overall. So the advice, again, lighten the burdens, delegate some of your responsibilities, let go of any grudges, anything that's kind of emotionally weighting you down, putting unnecessary strain on you because you're already in a space of needing a break. It does kind of speak to some unresolved matters, basically, and especially too when I'm looking at the Moon card down here as well with the Page of Pentacles. Things are still moving in a positive, but again, the Moon represents a little bit of illusion or, feelings that are still hidden beneath the surface. So something hasn't been quite, spoken of. So it's spoken emotions. It's definitely dealing with misunderstandings. It does kind of speak to still a level of uncertainty, and you just have to be patient because there's some elements of confusion not quite worked through yet. But trust your intuition is what that card speaks to. And, until you can have an open, honest conversation and uncover what's going on and causing those emotional, confusions or distance, the card also speaks to, you're gaining some kind of emotional clarity. There's something there about being willing to go beyond the surface level of the interaction, explore the emotional depths of, what you know to be true in the situation. What do you know about the person? Is it true? Does it remain true? About yourself and kind of looking at things from different angles. But either way, you had the Knight of Wands, you had the Ten of Wands. So there is a perseverance. There's definitely resilience, determination. You're getting through it. You've been through a lot. There's been a lot of, defensiveness as well. Don't give up on your connections. Even though it's tough, it does speak to some positivity coming out there. It feels like you're still both defensive, emotionally drained, all of that. But you have to just keep rebuilding and trust that there is, despite difficulties, some level of trust and understanding in this connection. Because again, Page of Pentacles tells me there's still more learning, there's still more growth, there's still a new beginning. And it does suggest that you're approaching the relationship or your relationships as a whole with a mindset of curiosity, a willingness to, put things behind you in an effort to improve things very gradually. And of course, that is taking the small steps, the small practical steps to rebuilding the connection. So again, the card emphasizes, a new approach, but it's still about exploring new ways of communicating. It's things along that line where there's a lot more things that need to be kind of shared, maybe about goal or direction that you're taking. But either way, you have the 9 and 10 of Wands, so there's a letting go of baggage that's required. You have to kind of simplify things, and especially with the Moon, it's also about being honest and vulnerable with each other to kind of clarify or get through some of those misunderstandings. But again, you have to approach it with patience and openness, and that's the small practical steps with the Page of Pentacles. So it's nothing, glaring obvious and, jumping right into. It's building a stronger relationship based on patience, openness, willingness to let go of the past issues. So again, you can't rehash them in this energy here. This is about how do you move things forward. And again, it's taking small baby steps and small conversations, small things, basically, is what I see there. So anyway, hopefully it gives you a little bit of guidance, a little bit of insight. And that's what I see for you for Libra for March. And I got to plug the phone again. Until next time.